What's the Elvish word for friend? How do you destroy a Death Star? What are the names of all the Infinity Stones? Stuff. It's all stuff, random stuff. But how do we know these things? Why do we know these things? I know more about the life and death of Alexander Hamilton from Lin-Manuel Miranda than I do from my second-year American history course. Look, there's a million things he hasn't done, so just you wait. Story. It has this amazing ability to take things you may not care about and give them meaning. Sound familiar? Good stories are powerful. It's why you can't name the villain in the last Justice League movie. I'll wait. It's Steppenwolf. Steppenwolf. Yeah, I know, I had to Google that too. It's why you can't name the villain in that movie. But I don't even need to tell you the name of the villain in the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I just have to do that. Bad stories, on the other hand, well, they're a lot like a lot of the training out there. I struggled to keep my eyes open. A bunch of things happened. I don't remember any of it. And at the end of 2 hours, I asked myself, what the hell just happened? You see, good stories and storytelling all have one thing in common. The ability to make you feel something. And when you feel, you learn. Everyone loves a good story. And maybe, just maybe, if for a second we allow some of that in everything we do, maybe they would love our training too. Or at the very least, learn something from it. Hi, I'm Josh. I'm an enterprise digital learning leader spending over a decade helping some of the world's biggest organizations transform how they view digital learning. I'm obsessed with the idea of modern learning and how we can use digital, the content, the technology, the design, to truly help people, organizations, and digital learning leaders like you be at their best. Welcome to Digital Learning Done Right. All right, well, let's dive in. So, here's a weird question. When was the last time you felt something in a training session? No, not learned something. We all know that's way too high a bar. But felt something. Maybe it was a positive reaction, hopefully not a negative one, or just a really strong emotional response. And here's the next question. That moment of feeling, did it also coincide with the moment of learning? We forget about the power of emotion and how we create memory. And that has such a critical role in how we learn, or even just how we gain attention. Like it or not, we're a part of the attention economy. We're fighting amidst the attention of our emails, our messages, and the actual work. And we need to live up to the daily interactions we have on social media, our favorite apps, our favorite streaming services. I mean, it's not called Netflix and learn. That's far less tantalizing a phrase. And even in the most ideal situations, people might give you their time, but they're not necessarily going to give you their attention. And that's one of the most central problems with ineffective learning. We presume we've earned our learners' interest. That's where storytelling comes in. No, not as some silly way to bump up your engagement scores, but because it actually helps us learn better. Look, I don't want to be that guy, but I feel like someone needs to be that guy. Here's a little secret. People aren't super interested in your corporate jargon. That 5-step plan to win in 2030? Terrific. Your vision, mission, values? Oh, I'm dying with excitement. It's not that these things aren't important. They're actually really important. It's that I first need to buy into them. If only we had a way to assign meaning to seemingly trivial things. Story. It's the gateway drug to actual learning. And in our age of distraction, it's hard to get anyone to pay attention to anything. But what's always been universally true is that people are interested in stories, in something they can believe in. And the most exciting part of all of this is that every organization has a compelling story to tell. Stories excite. They help humanize learning in many ways, because learning can be such an artificial concept when it wants to be. You want to get people in their hashtag feelings. We think that merely imparting knowledge is learning, but our brains are just not that rational. Learning is messy. Learning is effortful. Learning takes time. We need to stop thinking our job is to fill vessels with information and move on. Find your learners on an emotional level. And storytelling offers this rich, juicy, complex layer to actually help us try to make learning that sticks. In our wonderful digital learning world, we know there's no shortage of content. In fact, we love talking about just how much content we have. Look, everyone, look at all this amazing content. Isn't it impressive? We can't wait to shove all of this in your faces. We're even giving out awards for how great and big our content libraries are now. But what we have is not a shortage of content. It's a shortage of context. And storytelling helps answer that ever so important why. No, not the corporate why, the emotional one. Storytelling is rich context. It's old-fashioned, but it works. Storytelling makes learning, anything come alive. It even shifts our attitudes towards learning itself, from learning objectives that have to be known or consumed, to ones that are explored, uncovered, revealed. It helps us deeply contextualize learning and accelerates encoding in the brain. Whoa. That's a fancy science term there, Josh. I was told there would be no fancy terms here. But it's true. You see, it's more than just engagement. That's where people get it wrong. You don't add a story at the end because your user testing feedback said it wasn't engaging enough. It's that thinking that makes us think that storytelling is optional, a nice to have, something to sprinkle on if there's time left in the learning. But that's a perilous path. I know what you're thinking. Josh, I'm not a storyteller. We're not Pixar. Okay, fine. You get one talking head. We'll call her Meg the talking head, and she can introduce the whole thing. No? Okay, you can get one emoji on the header slide, but that's it. And it can't be the poop emoji. We already used the poop emoji too much. We're learning here, Josh. This isn't a fun factory. Storytelling is a big word. I get it. Telling stories is a craft, and no, you don't need to hire a team of writers, although that would be a lot of fun. But to be honest, it actually starts with mindset more than skill. And if you're here, it already means you're on the right path. So here's a piece of advice, and you're probably not going to like it. Just try. It's not like you're getting rave reviews on what you're currently doing. And if you are, just imagine how much better it'll be once you can extract some more story out of it. Maybe you can't tell stories, but you can be authentic. You can be vulnerable. You can speak from a place of emotion. You can be human. Be human. That's it. Too often learning or training happens in such artificial environments. Suddenly the lights go out and the projector goes on. Wait, do we still use projectors? Anyway, and the teacher voice comes out and you're the lowly student and all of a sudden you hear, in this learning you will... Like, what's up with that? What does it say about us that we're more comfortable in these artificial environments than we are in one where we can just be a little authentic? So, where does that leave us? I guess we need to find the story. Don't talk to me about values. Show me them in action. Don't present to me that 3-point plan for how we're going to win in the next 5 years. Paint me a compelling picture of the future and get me excited about it. I know, maybe you don't think you can tell stories, and I'm telling you, you can. But then maybe take the pressure off yourself. Find the best storytellers in your organization and tell their stories. Better yet, get them to tell it themselves. Do whatever you need to do to lead with story, regardless of the topic. I don't care if you're talking about diversity or leadership, or tire physics and plastic mold casings. Lead with story. Don't let me know I'm learning. Just bring me into a world I can believe in. Everyone loves a good story. So tell yours. Help it assign meaning to the things people need to know. Approaching learning through story is a mindset, It's a want, a need to be different, to be more human. It's an acknowledgement of what we're competing for and who today's learner is. It's saying, I truly care that this is going to resonate and stick, and I want to create an impact, and I'll do whatever it takes to make sure that impact is achieved. Yes, it requires more energy, more effort, but so does actually learning something. And if that's our contract with our learners, then let it be an equal investment. Tell stories because they actually work. Tell stories because you value the context just as much as the content. Find your stories from wherever, from whomever, and do it authentically. No talking heads, no PR. Just do it from the heart, and you'd be surprised what you get back. That's all for today. If you enjoyed this, tell a friend, share it with a colleague, and come find me on LinkedIn if you're looking to fight me, or simply to keep the conversation going. Got an idea for a future episode? Let me know. Or go to digitallearningdoneright.com. That's digitallearningdoneright.com, and drop an idea in our suggestion box. Next time, we'll talk about why size doesn't matter, mail in DVDs, and the right way to go digital.